Good morning. I'm so grateful to be here this morning. I'm Barbara Tusi calling in from California, and it's my privilege to actually turn the baton over to Marcia in upstate New York, well, in Long Island. And so take it away for our guest today.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Barbara and I were talking about getting our dormant constant contact accounts back up and running so we could send out newsletters. And when I told Barbara I was talking with my friend Sue, who I know from a women's business organization. We both belong to a networking group that Sue was the head of for many years. Barbara said, well, she'd like to know, and she's sure other people would like to know as well. So we invited Sue to come on and join us and share some of her expertise with us so we can do newsletters if we choose to. She is the owner and marketing director of Diverse Marketing and Web Design. It's a company that specializes in helping small businesses. And she's certified local expert and speaker for Constant Contact. She conducts marketing workshops, provides private and group trainings, and she's also a fabulous resource for creating successful email and social media marketing strategies. She also has a blog, and she sends out monthly, these amazing monthly tips for email ideas. So she's just chock full of good stuff, and I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say. So Sue, please help us learn.
Thank you. All right, so today I'm going to give a tutorial on how to use Constant Contact, and I have some NECANN content that I'll be using to create the email. So what's good about this recording is that it can be replayed and you can follow along. So I'm going to try to go as slow as possible, but finish within a half an hour, because when I create emails, since I've been doing it forever, it's like boop, 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 boop. But I want you guys to follow along. So let me first get into the account and share the screen. And I have to get some, okay, let's see, where are we?
While you're sharing that, while you're looking, I'll share that, NECANN's come up with different, oh, good, you're there, websites and such. And so this is a way to do it on your own.
Okay, so right now I'm just gonna hit, I'm in the account. So I just logged into the account and I hit create. And that's how you just start creating an email. Now, there are different types of emails, and I'm just going to go over the basics today because some of these are extras. So Constant Contact has a free trial, which I'll put in the chat box if you wanted to start a trial. It's 60 days free trial, no credit card required, so that it just falls off if you don't decide to purchase. If you decide to purchase, you can also purchase. I'm going to put the link in for the free trial and the purchase. It starts at $9.99 a month up to 500 contacts. I think it's $499 contacts. So here is the email section. There's email automation. You can post to your social accounts if you want to. You can create events with registration. They have landing pages so people can sign up for your email list and other things that you might have. And they also have like do it your own online stores and websites. So we just click on email to get started. And then it's going to give you an option of hundreds of templates. So I'm going to start with the simplest one to just make it easier for everybody. Now, what I usually do for clients is I choose a template and create a master template, which means that it's a custom template for you to use for your regular email so that you can just make a copy of it and then change the content. But all of the basics are there. So there is a formula to email design. I have the sheet and I'm going to see if I don't know if I can put that in the chat. It's a JPEG, but I will go over it and see how I can get that to you guys. I may have to send it through an email maybe, and then Barbara or Marcia, you can share it to the group. So as you can see here, they have templates that are current, that start with anything, new events or holidays and things like that. So there's all sorts of simple holidays and fun holidays like World Emoji Day. So, you may not even know that. I know that, but you might not. And you may say, oh, that's a fun thing that'll separate me from someone else. So email marketing is really about sending relevant information to people who are interested in receiving your content that's worth some sort of value. And if you can stand out by sending different kinds of emails than maybe other people who are your competition, that's another way people might remember you. So celebrating Emoji Day might be a fun thing if you have a fun brand, right? It's all about your branding too. Now, any of these emails that are already created as templates, they all have generic text in them that can also be changed. So I'm going to go down to a simple one, and after they do the branded templates for specific holidays and things, then they go by alphabetical. So I like to use something simple like this basic note. So this is where we're going to start, but I'm going to show you a little bit. Like, there's background. This is a photo that you'll drop the photo in. This light blue thing, that's a link. So these are certain things you might want to know. Down here is like a 2-column template. We like to stick with the 1 column, just makes it much easier. So I'm going to choose basic note. So it's going to pull it up in a bigger format. And all of the editing options will be on the left-hand side. Now I have this, the zoom is, I'm going to have to move the zoom stuff down. There we go. And it brings up, it's a generic subject line as well. So you're going to want to change that. But I do that lastly. The first thing you want to do is say, create an email name, and that's internal for you. So I want to get the content. I have content that was sent to me. Let me just find that. I'm going to share that and throw that in. Well, I'm not going to throw it in there yet. So, okay, this is a little bit annoying because I have the Zoom thing in my way all over the page and I can't get it to a good spot. Okay, so here's where we start. The build is how you start. You drag and drop these into the campaign. Images are pictures that you either upload into your account or that Constant Contact already has. They have a library, and the library includes a whole bunch of different images, and they are found here in this area here, library. And I might show you that a little bit later. And then the design is basically your branding, like the colors, the backgrounds. This is an outer background here. You guys can see my mouse, right? Okay, so this is the outer background. This is the inner background. The feature layout background that shows here is not showing right now, but there's dividers, which aren't showing either, and I'll show you how that works. And then the button is, this button is right here. So this is the call to action. So quickly, I'm going to just go over what the pieces of the puzzle are. And what I'm going to do is use the design worksheet that works for everybody. I put a logo, or if you don't have a logo, you put some sort of item or design element that relates to your business up at the top. Then you'll put a picture that relates to the content. Usually, actually, I put the title. I moved the title, so I put the logo, then the title, and you see how I just drag that. So these are called text blocks. I'm sorry, these are called blocks, but like this is a text block, this is an image block. If you can see the blue lines, again, this is a text block. It's good to break them up because you may put, like this one has 6 lines. If you put in, say, 20 lines and then you say, oh, I want to put a picture in there, you can't break this up. So what I would do is put 5 lines, break it up with a picture, and then put another text box with the other 5 lines. So there's a little bit more movement for you. And then this is another block, which is the call to action block or the button block. And you can move these all around. So if you look to the right, there are 3 options here. And this is the one where you can move things around. And that pink line just shows you where it's going to drop. So you can put the button in the middle, you can move it or move the words in different places, and I'll show you how that works later. And I'll show you what this button is. You don't have to mind this button. So I'm going to start with building the campaign. So I go to the first thing on the left, and it tells you here, it's pretty simple. Text, image, button. You know what those are already. Divider is just a simple, I'll drop it in so you can see what it is. It's just a line here, and you can format the line because you can bring it to the end of the page. You can make the line thicker like this. You can there's a space above it and below it, and you can change those spaces with this button here. This should bring it to the end. It's not bringing it to the end, but it should. And this one maybe, yep, that brings it to the end of the line. So you can make it shorter or longer. And you can see how that changes. And then you can make it thinner, and you can change the color. You can also make it a dashed line. The only two options are dashed or solid. And if I'm going too fast for you, just shout out because I can't see your faces, unfortunately. So that's the simple divider. A spacer is just adding more space. So let's just put that here, right? So here's the extra space. You can make it smaller. You can make the space longer. It's easier to see if I change the color. So this button here fills in the color, makes a copy of this block, or deletes the blocks. I'm just going to fill in the color because I want you to see how it works. So this is the spacer. And again, you can add a little bit, you can add a lot, you can change the color, you can make it match the background. If you just wanted white space, you could just make it white and work with that. Or you can, if you decide, oh, I don't want it, then you can just delete it. That's pretty simple. Social share is when you want to share the information to social media. You can add in your icons. People can follow you. You can also add a video in the image area. It could be a video instead. And again, you could just drag that over. And then if you have a blog post, you click a read more button, and it sets it up for you automatically. These, I believe, are the action blocks that come with the email plus, which is an additional fees and the additional cost. And then the layouts are the heading with this is the heading here, like that would be this. This is this. And then you can pull this one in, and that would be a background color with the heading. And then this is text and a picture, and then this is picture and a text with a card around it. So these are different options. So if you had two kinds of content with two types of pictures, you might choose this. I'm just going to show you how it looks. Drop it in there, and now you see the picture, and here's the text, picture and the text. And you can also move it so that maybe one is bigger than the other. One side could be bigger than the other. And then you can move it back, or you just click undo. Whenever you make a mistake or want to change something back to the original, you just click undo. Every once in a while, you want to click save because you don't want to lose your work in case, your power goes out or the internet goes down or something. You might lose your work. So every once in a while, you want to just click save. All right, so let me start creating the email for you. Let me go and get the content. It's an email that Marcia sent me. So did I download it? I think I downloaded it. Let me just go look at my downloads and bring that up. So it's an image. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of these images here because I don't want this. So I'm going to hit the delete button, and I have the one image here. So Marcia sent me a flyer. I can actually import the entire flyer into this area that's a picture. And I'll show you how I do that. So let me first get the picture. So I click on the picture. I want to replace it with some content. And now I'm going to upload it. So here's the upload button. And now I have to go to my computer and find it. So I browse my computer to upload it. I believe I put it in downloads. And downloads. It was just here a minute ago. Up at the top here, downloads. Okay. And I did not put it in here. Okay. So I think it's in the email. Sorry.
It was there. It was there, Sue. It said Light Comforter in your downloads. You had some-
Yeah. Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, let me go back there. All right. Let me get out of this.
I couldn't get off mute quick enough.
All right, let me move. I didn't see it. Okay, so let me go back. Downloads. And oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. So here's what happens. It's not a picture, right? It's a PDF, but that's okay because Constant Contact will create a photo and the PDF. So what happens is you'll see the photo. When you click on the photo, it'll open up and then you can print the PDF if you want to. Now, it's a little tricky here because it's 2 pages. So it might only send the 1 page, which is also okay because I can recreate the information. Or I could show it as 2 pictures, but that might be a little bit weird. So let's just work with what I have right now in the quickest way possible. Okay, so now here we are, and let me see if it's in the images. Did it? Okay, so it uploaded. So here it is, and I'm gonna drag it in here. So here's the flyer, the first page. Let me just move you guys down. And you can make it larger, so I'm gonna do that. So you just drag, if you see this here, this area here, you have to, oh, every time you want to make a change, you have to hover over that block. So here's the image block. I want it to be readable, so I'm going to pull it all the way down. So now you can read it really nicely. Okay, so that's as big as it's going to get. And now you can see how good that looks. I don't know if are you guys allowed to use a Nikon image logo?
No.
No. So I would normally put like a logo here. Okay, but this is just a simple flyer format. And here's the text. So you don't need a text box here, right? So I can erase the text box. Now, normally what I would tell you is that if you want somebody to take action, you want to put it more towards the top. But in this case, because there's a flyer here, it's not an image, I can't really move the call to action much higher. I can, however, edit this photo so that it's a little bit smaller. It doesn't take up so much white space. So it's kind of tricky here because the verbiage is not that great. It says replace. I don't want to replace it. I want to edit it. But you do have to click replace. And then I can edit it here. So here's the edit button. And I'm just going to crop it a little bit so it fits better. Doesn't take up so much space. And it'll be a little bit easier to read. So this is the editing system here within the library. So if you see library here, so transform, here is the crop. So you click on crop. I'm going to do a custom crop, and you just take the corners, and I want to get it pretty tight. So I'm going to do as close as I can to the edges. I'm going to take the bottom one, pull it up, pull it in, make it as even as it can on each side. I'm going to eyeball that. That looks about right. And then you guys maybe, well, this is being recorded, so you don't have to take notes, but you don't want to hit close. You want to hit export, because if you hit close, it's going to not delete the picture, but it's not going to grab the edits. So here you can see that it's cropped, and here's the new crop picture in the library. So if you wanted to, you could erase the old picture if you don't want it. Sometimes this stuff gets clogged, and then I'm going to reinsert it into the picture. So here it is now, and I have a little more room to on the top. See, there's not so much white anymore. There's no less white space. However, I still can't make it, I can't pull it. Now there should also be an image. No, that's fine. But there's less white space. So it gives me more room and more area to put other stuff that's more pertinent than just blank space. Okay. Now let me just see what the second part of this flyer was. If I could separate the flyer, in my
It's 20% off, so
file,
maybe we should put that.
oh,
in
great.
the-
Okay. So let me see if I can just take a look at the flyer. I'm just going back. And I can, now with the PDF, you can grab some of the content. So let me just take a look at it. Please move this window. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see my screen? Okay. So get yours today. Say, oh, I love that graphic. So I wish I could grab that. There is something I can do.
We're still on the screen with the flyer that you just embedded.
Okay, it says, please move away. Okay, let me see. I guess I have to. Okay, how's that? Good?
No.
Can you see the screen now?
We see the older screen. This is How Do You Sleep? You know that one?
Yeah, that's what I want. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
let's do that. Okay, so I have a program that I can get that information, but I don't want to do that now. So I'm just going to change this.
So you could add another block below if there was a little video.
Yeah,
And
I
then you
can-
link. Okay.
yeah, yeah. You could add blocks for everyone. So let's just do the button text here. So what I would do is I click on this, and here's the fonts here. You could change the font. So let's just make it, I'm going to make it stand out a little bit more. Arial black, and say 20% off until, I don't know, let's just say 7:30. Is this 7:30? 22. Okay, so you want to have a clear, take kind of action, call to action. And I think I can make this smaller here. I don't know if I'll make that, let's see. Okay, I'm going to change the color also of the background. So you see here the pink can. So I want to make it a little more bold. So I saw that there was a blue in this email. I'm going to make it a darker blue so it stands out. Okay, so now it stands out a little more. So that's how you customize the button. And then to get the 20% off and to create a link is you just scroll over the text, and then here it says link, and it's a web page. So this would probably go to your specific page. And then you just put in the link here. So it could be meekand.com or whatever, or here's my website. I put my website in, and then you just insert it. And the way to test it to make sure it's working, you hit up here, see preview and test. The preview is when you want to look at the completed email without having to send it to anybody to look at. So it's just for you. So I'm going to click preview. And this is what it looks like here on desktop. And this is what it's going to look like on mobile. So it gives you an idea. It's not perfect, but it gives you an idea. And you don't want to do inbox because you have to pay extra to see what it looks like in Gmail and Yahoo and AOL and all that. So I usually just do desktop and mobile. I would never just do a preview and then send it. I'd always do a preview and a test, and I'll show you how to do the test also. So in this case, I just want to see, what's working. I scroll over it to see if there are any, broken links or any links that don't belong. And I'm going to check my link. So I scroll over to this call to action button. I don't know if you can see my screen here, but at the bottom it says www.diversemarketing.net. Do you see that there?
No, where? I just see the I see a cursor on the get 20% until.
Okay, so you can't see my screen on the bottom. Okay, so it shows me that there is a link there and it's going to the right place. But all I have to do is click it. Remember, I put my website there, but just to make it easier. So when you click on it, it's like a test. It shows you where they're going to click to, once you click on that. So here it just went to my website. So I just get out of that. Okay, so I know it's working. And then once you're happy with it, and obviously it's not completed, but once you're happy with this email, you would click send test. And then you put your email, anybody's email in here if you want to send it to someone. And then I usually, like for my clients, I put, first draft. And then when I send it, this is going to go to Marcia. She'll see this email and say, oh, I wanted to change something or whatever. But you can see how it looks in your own inbox. Like I always check my phone and then I check on my desktop to make sure it looks how I want it to look. And then just get out of it again and I'm back into the editing system here. When you're ready to send the email, you click continue here, and then it brings up your email lists. You click on the email list, you click either schedule now, send now, or schedule later, and you can put a date and a time in there, and then it'll send it whenever you decide that you want to schedule it. So that's the basic of how to create an email. I just want to go back here to the titles. So this would be, I would call this internally, I would call it Kenko Comforter 20% off. So here is where this is internal. Okay, so I put Kenko 20% discount offer. That's all I need. So I know what the email is about. And then here I would change it to probably something like sleep better with 20% off. That's it. And that'll create curiosity. People are like, what does that mean, right? And then you'll say, then you can add this pre-header. So pre-header is extra real estate for your subject line. So when people see the sleep better 20% off, they're also going to see below that this pre-header with a little bit more information. So I might say offer ends, because we want to let people know that you need to take action a little bit sooner. So offer ends 7/30/22. Okay. And now here you can change your name. So if you didn't want to, you can change it to your name and your company. You can change. I usually do my name and my company name because, like, I know Marcia, I know her company, but a lot of people know Marcia, but not her company. So the best thing to do is to put, her name and her company name. And save it. But you can always change it. So somebody in their email inbox will show Marcia, and then it'll also show the Wellness Connection here. So now you see this is the subject line, and to change it, all you have to do is click on it and go. So headline here could be, we don't need a headline because the headline is already here in the flyer. So I'm going to delete that. Again, we don't need this. So I can delete it here. I don't need this either, but if you have your own logo, I wouldn't just put out an email like this. I would put in a logo at the top. So the formatting should be, you have the header, which is this, you have your logo, then you have your branding to your colors. So if your color is green, you want to incorporate some maybe green in here. Don't want to get too crazy with different colors. So you want to try to match the flyer. I don't know if you can change the flyer at all to sort of match your branding. Maybe in this case, you would have the button be your branded color if you're not allowed to change any of this information. And then at the bottom, I would add additional information. I would add your contact information. Here, constant contact, it's mandatory to have your address and your name and unsubscribe here. But what I do is after the call to action, because people they want to scroll not too much, but they also want to see something more towards the bottom because they may not get to it. So if you see that there's more things at the bottom, you're more likely to click on this call to action. So what I'm going to do is put in more text here at the bottom. And then I'm also going to put in the social buttons at the very bottom. Okay. Whoop, I didn't want that. This is, okay, so this is for somebody to share this email, which you could also use, but I want the social media icons to show up. So it goes to whatever account you have. Okay, so this is how I'd finish the email. And here I would write your signature. So I might say, I'm in Marsha's account, if you haven't noticed. So I put Marsha Isman, the Wellness Connection. I'd put her, oops. Uh-oh, I think my computer froze. Okay, the Wellness Connection. Even though they have her email address, I might put it in anyway. Some people like to see it, and then I don't know if you have, I don't know what your website is, but I'm going to do
healthyfuture.mineyken.com.
Okay, Healthy Future. Computer's a little slow. Okay, www.healthyfuture. What was the rest?
.mineyken.com. .mineyken.com. Right, Barb? It's Mineyken, right? Yeah. .mineyken.com.
Okay, and then also if you want people to call you, you can also have your phone number. So I might do something like this. When I do mine, I put a little different font here to make it a little more personal looking, like it's a signature. So I put something, I think I do like this one. You can make it bold if you want, so it stands out. And again, they're reminded like who sent it. And then here, so now you have, get the 20% off. And then if you want also underneath it, if you want to contact me, here's my information, but people can see that. And then here is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you don't have, let's just say you have Facebook and Instagram. So you can edit this. And also you can change the look. So you could have all black if you want. You can have a bar if you want it to stand out, or you can have gray. So for this one, I think I'm going to use this color, the gray, so that the button stands out a little bit more. And then besides the styles, you can choose the pages. So if you don't have Twitter, you can just take out Twitter. If you want to put Instagram before Facebook, you can just switch it up here. And if you look here, it changed it here. And then you just click done. Now, not necessarily these already are sending people to your page, Marsha. So we want to check that. So again, I go back to edit, check the social pages. Right now it's empty. So it doesn't have your Instagram account. So if you had Instagram account, then you would put, www.instagram.com. So like, here's mine. Mine's already in now. Mine's already in there. So once you set this up, usually it saves it for all the other campaigns that you do. And just click done. And now when you do the preview, again, you want to check it, see if now that's a link. That's considered a link. So you want to make sure the link is working. So we go to Instagram and we see if the link is working. And yeah, it takes me to my Instagram account. Now let's try the Facebook one. And Facebook is not set up. So it's just going to take you to either nowhere or to just Facebook by itself. Here in this case, it's showing that there's something there, but it's not going anywhere because I didn't set it up yet. Okay. All right, now is there anything else? Okay, so you got the call to action, so everything's in there. So this is basically how you're going to create your emails. Build, just these three things: build, images, design. I'll just show you a little bit about the backgrounds. Okay, so outer background, very simple. You just click on it, change the color. You know, here's the blue. I don't want to make it too colorful, so let's just go with a darker gray. Okay, I'm saying I would use this, but I don't go too crazy with inner backgrounds because you don't want to have too much color, and this flyer already has a lot of color. We're not using any dividers, so that doesn't really matter. But again, all you have to do is just click on this, change the color. If you have your own branded colors, you can add them here by going to advanced. And then this is called a hex code. Every color has a hex code, and I use a Chrome extension. It's up here, and it will collect any color from this flyer. So if I want to match exactly, if you can see how this works, I'll scroll it over the D, that's the color. I click on it, it gives me the hex code. I copy it, I get out of this, and then I go to the divider, right? And I paste it in here. And now I apply it and it gives me the new color. So here it is. That is a great option so that you can really get your exact colors and not have to try to, you know, scroll around, you know, that color chart and figure out, you know, where's the color closest to. So make sure you have your branding colors like in a notepad or store it somewhere so that you can just copy and paste that into this section here. Okay, got that? Everybody got that? Let me think, what else? Let me just bring up the
I think I need you to go over to not more layout in that, but where the emails are and our book of emails, like,
Oh, you want to go into the list?
yeah, maybe how we go, yes.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, so this
Let me
was
know to
basically
ask.
just how to create the campaign, right?
Right,
So here are the contacts.
okay.
Up here on the top is where you'll find, you know, everything you need. So computer again is a little bit slow. I lost you guys on the Zoom. Let me see if I can get you back. Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, now I can see you. Let me fix. All right. Now I can see you guys. That's better. I like to see people when I'm talking. Okay, so here is the contact list. These are all your contacts, and then these are the different lists that you have. So if you click on lists, you can see the different lists that Marsha has, right? And then it tells you how many there and when they were added. Okay. Then you can segment the list. So you can segment them by, you know, who the most engaged, somewhat engaged. So if you want to retarget them, let's just say somebody hasn't been engaging with your emails at all, then you can take your least engaged list, which is right here, and you can send them an email to re-engage them with some sort of special offer, you know. Tags are where you can segment the list even further. So let's just say she had environment specials. No, I don't like that. Let's see. Let's think what she could do here. So these aren't really based by people. Okay, so let's just say she was targeting a specific area. Okay, so she's in Nassau County. So maybe she has a Nassau County list. She can tag the list before she imports it to say Long Beach. So people that she knows from Long Beach. She can put a tag that says, you know, Belmore, and then tag the people from Belmore. So that if she wants to send an email to Nassau County, but she only wants to send it to the Long Beach people, she doesn't have to have a list of every single town. She'll just have the tag. Let me see if I can just show you how to set that up here without ruining your list. So what do? I usually set up a tag. No, I'm not going to do that here. I'm not sure I can do it in this. I can do it in my account. I'm not sure I can do it here. I'm not going to do that here. So I'm going to go back to the lists. To find somebody, you just put the filter here. You can change the column. So if you don't want first name, last name, company name, you could put zip code. If she had a zip code, you could add that. You can only add up to 7, so it looks like she's full here. You could erase the first name. You don't want to do that. You would probably erase source and then change that to zip code. And then she can figure out like the people who are in Long Beach and tag them, you know, that way. This gets a little bit intricate. So I just want to sort of do basic stuff. Now, this is stuff I can show you. I can do this like a one-on-one training for you. I usually do that for people who want to go deep dive. And then let's go quickly into the reporting. Well, do you guys know how to add contacts, or do you want to know how to do that?
I think we're not seeing the black, there's a black box instead of it going into the sub category. It's not showing up there, but I think we know how to add people. It was just maybe sometimes we have people we're just going to share the water with, or we're just going to share, you know, so setting up another group, I guess, is what I'll.
So setting up a new list. I can show you how to set up a new list. Okay, so you go here to create list at the top. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, you create the list and then you're going to name the list. So let's just say water, right? Water. I have to move. Okay, so you click save. And now there's no contacts. So you add contacts. Now there's different ways to add the contacts. You can type and paste the contact, upload from a file. So like a spreadsheet, if you have everybody in a Excel, right? Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, you could upload the file. I only do these 3: create a new contact, type or paste, and upload. So let's just say you want to type something in. Click on type it in. And then you can add their details here. Page is loading. So again, I put, I'm just gonna put Marsha in here. And then first name and last name. So
if this was in an Excel sheet, it would just match all of that into the.
Yeah, you don't have to enter anything. It just would, it would show you the different columns. And if you had like 20 columns and some of them don't match, you can skip all the ones that don't match.
Okay.
Or you could just choose the 3 columns that you want. I mean, the most important thing is usually you have to have the email address, but the most important thing is first name, last name. When you're importing to Constant Contact, you have to have a separate column for first name and last name. You can't have the first name and last name together. So keep that in mind when you do create spreadsheets, to have the first name separate from the last name.
Okay.
And then some people might want to have a zip code or an industry or something. You can do that. The other option is to paste, just paste the names. Okay, they want me to add this, so I'm going to add it here. You just click continue, and then here you can add a tag here. So if you want to say, you know, zip code, I'll just do my old zip code. So you can put in zip code and then import it. So now you have to agree that the person wants to hear from you. And Marsha, we'll erase all this so that you know, don't get all confused. Okay, I have, sorry. I don't have that many windows open, but it's just a little bit slow. Is everybody following so far? Pretty
Yeah,
much?
this is great. This is
Oh, good.
great. I think we need to do this in the next quarter, so we'll get to play with it for a little bit and then
Yeah.
come back and figure out what we're doing.
Right.
I
Okay.
know the basic is about, what, $9 a month, $9.99 a
Yeah,
month?
$9.99. They actually
then-
lowered the price. And the reason why they did that was because they were offering a lot for the $20, but a lot of people didn't need all of that. So the basic now is $9.99. And if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade to the next,
But
which is,
It also shows when people open it, if they've read it.
oh yeah, well, I'll do a little bit of that. I'll do a little bit of the reporting. So we created the list called water. The import was complete. One contact is here. And there's a little bit more information here. So you could see there's somewhere here. Oh, I can't. Sorry, you're in the way again. Okay, so this is where you can delete them, remove them, add them to another list, whatever you want to do. So let's just say I want to add Marcia to a different list. I could add her to another list. I could choose the monthly specials and add her to the list. I'm not going to do that, but I could do that. So you can add somebody to a list. You can remove the tag that I added. So if she doesn't want that tag that was here, this tag, they can remove it. So I'm going to remove the tag now. And here it is. So now when we go back to lists, we'll see a new list called water. And again, it's here it is. Here it is.
Nice.
I'm just gonna delete that list. I don't want to delete the contact because then it'll delete Marcia from the database. So I'm just going to delete the name of the list. Okay, and now it should be gone. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. All right, so we went through segments, tags, manila contacts. Okay, so here's the reporting. I think this is the last thing that we should do for basics. Reporting is great. Once you send an email, within 2 days, Constant Contact will send you a preliminary report that tells you the percentage and how many people opened your email and how many people clicked on the email. And then it'll say, click for more information, and it'll take you to the entire reporting. And that's where we are now. So we're gonna go take a look. Okay, so she hasn't sent anything in a while. Let's see if we can get, it's been more than a year, so there's no information here, unfortunately. But normally you'd see how many people opened it. I can't show it here. Well, this is where it would show. It would show the click rate, click to open rate, how many people opened, how many times they clicked on a link, what links they clicked on. And then it'll also give you trends of like the last 5 emails, and it'll give you a graph. So it'll show a graph of like, 30 opens, and then maybe the next one was 50 opens, then maybe 20 opens. So it gives you an idea of, hey, let me check out that email that had the 50 opens. Why was it working so well? And then you can use that information to make your next email a little bit better. So it's just like social media. When you see like something that works, there's a topic that works better than another, go back, revisit that topic and send it out again, because that's what the people want. And really, email is all about, what the people want.
That's right. That's right. So I think this is good for now. I think we've covered a lot of how to set it up, how to create one. I think that's awesome. And to make sure that they have agreed, we just say, are you willing to receive our newsletters, our information, or is there something that we're supposed to do specifically for that?
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you just repeat that?
To get the okay from them that they are okay receiving our blast or our newsletter?
Okay, well, if they're already on your list, then they're there and that's okay.
Okay.
You should really get permission. So I tell people, do not purchase an email list. You're not supposed to. If you have a list that you buy and it's 10,000 people and you import that into Constant Contact, you will most likely get flagged. Your account will get flagged. Your account could be suspended. Constant Contact will actually call you and say, how did you get these people? Do they consent? You tell them, yes, they consented. It's ethical. You decide whether or not you want to do that. A way around that is that if you buy a list of 10,000 people, you import 500 people per day.
Mm.
They won't probably flag your account if you do that. If you send out an email to 10,000 people, they'll probably shut down your account.
I
Not
don't
shut
think
down,
we'll
they'll
be
probably
doing
suspend it.
10,000.
It's one thing to enter the contacts, another thing to send it to those contacts. If you
But
get,
sometimes I do health fairs and I'll get them to fill out their information for more information. And they'll say, yes, I want more information. Is that sufficient?
oh, that's totally sufficient.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because I'll sign them up as a customer in NECAN. And because we've shifted our back office, we can't blast out like we used to. So everything's internal. So they have to still get into our back office to find the email and the thing. And it's like, no. So that's why Marcia and I were talking Constant Contact again. But we didn't do it. We had someone else, third party, help us make our, I think it was every other month, we would send
Mhm.
out a 3-stacker with buttons in between. And
Yeah.
but even the video, that sounds, I mean, I think this is great, Sue. And I think let's see if anybody else has any questions for Sue right now. I'll get this recording up.
Don't close it down, Barbara, don't
I'm
close it
not.
down. Let Sue mention her class before we
Oh, yeah,
close.
yeah, please.
Oh, well, first I want to just go over the one thing you said about the list. If somebody's a customer, then that's, you definitely will add them to your email list. There's no question that that's not allowed. That is allowed. Okay.
Okay.
If you have an opt-in forms, everybody know what an I'm sure you've all signed up for forms where it says get five tips on being stress-free, 5 ways to be stress-free. You enter in your information and then they send that to you in exchange for your email. Well, you can all create those opt-ins for people and then you promote them on social media and you can get people to sign up for your email list that way. That's how you grow your list regularly. However, if you have an event like this event, if people had to register for this event, which they didn't, you could collect their registration information through email, and that would be them opting in for you to add them to your email list. Okay, so when I give workshops in person, which I'm not doing right now, but if I did, I have a sign-in sheet and people will sign in, they'll handwrite it, which is not great because a lot of times I can't read the handwriting and I'm not really going to call them and ask them for their email. But if I have a Zoom, it works better because I'll have a registration form. 50 people will sign up and then I can add the 50 people to my email list. And there's no question that that is sufficient and allowed and ethical to do. So, you have to figure out, and Constant Contact will ask you when you import, like you saw before, do you have permission? So there's explicit permission and implicit. I always check the explicit because there's no way they wouldn't allow it. I've never checked the implicit, so I'm not sure how they would react to that. I don't know if there's an automated thing that says, oh, okay, you can't import this or whatever. I'm not sure about that. So
this is
growing your
awesome.
email list is very important. Sending out consistent emails are important. You don't have to send out emails weekly if you don't have the wherewithal to do that, if you don't have the capacity, if you don't think you have the time. It's more important to send a bi-weekly or a monthly email as long as you do it monthly. So don't do something that you can't keep up with.
Right. Your class is on your an information about your class. I think you said it was an 8 or 6 or 8 part series.
Yeah,
of
I
training.
have, I'll put that link in the chat.
You put your website in the chat. I don't know about the class.
Yeah, it's, I think
put it
that
in, yeah.
Marcia put there. So here's the link to the course. So basically the course is, it's not what we did today. There's a little bit of tutorials, but it's mostly teaching you, why is email important, how to grow your email list, like where to put your opt-ins, how to create an opt-in, the best practices, how to create a campaign, the things that will help you get more opens, clicks. It's like a roadmap on how to do email successfully. It's $297 and it's a self-paced course. There's 8 different modules. There are quizzes at the end, very short quizzes, assessment quizzes, so that you can retain the information. There are cheat sheets that you can print out so that when you're creating an email, you can have it in front of you and say, oh, here's my checklist. I did this, this, and this. Or ways to optimize your emails, lots of things like that. And then I'm going to have a deep dive coaching program later, like in September, for people who want to go more deeper into like tagging and things like that, or put you in the hot seat and say, this is an email I sent, can you audit this for me or make this better? And we can do it live and that sort of things. So I put that in the chat. And then also, if you don't have Constant Contact and you want to do a free trial, this is
Oh
my
yeah,
link
put
for
that in there.
sign up and start your free trial as well. And then if you wanted to work with me and have me create your emails, that's also an option. And so I just created an email for someone who has a salon, and we put in there, her call to action was to text them, text her, you get a free haircut or something. Immediately, 5 minutes after, she wrote back, I just got 4 texts, so people are already contacting her because I said, email works. People take action from emails. You have the attention of people much more through emails than you do social media. There's a 95% delivery rate in email marketing. And because most of the people on your list signed up for email, they're more attentive. They're going through the email box. They see it there. They can open it. On social media, only 2% of people who are actually following you, who really do want to hear from you, they're not seeing your stuff, only 2% of them. So there's a big difference that you definitely do need both. I mean, they work hand in hand if you want to do, a proper marketing strategy. So I hope that you all learned a lot. And again, it's going to be very helpful to re-watch this, the recording.
I will definitely get this up. I'm going to put it on my YouTube, but I will send you the link. Go ahead, Marcia.
If I can ask something, Barbara, because you and I had talked about, Sue mentioned doing individual newsletters for people, emails for people. We had talked about the possibility, if there are enough of us that want her to do it.
Let me just stop the recording right now. Okay, so thank you guys for this. Thank you, Sue, so much for coming on. I think we'll have you back. Maybe we can do this almost quarterly. I'm not sure. But okay, thank you. And get with the person that invited you and look into Sue's class. It starts August 1st. Thanks so much.